Hello, Internet. Hi, people. Welcome to our
Hi.
pre-show.
Yay.
Welcome to
One of
our
my
post-pre-show.
my favorite things about Death Stranding is there's a guy just called
That's so weird.
Die Hardman.
Is he bald? Is he a grizzled ex-cop?
No,
Yeah.
he's got a weird mask on. I don't know,
Nope.
but his name's just Die Hardman.
Mm-mm.
Lamest Robot Master from the Mega Man series.
Oh, I don't know.
So. Ugh.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah. So how's everybody doing in chat? Let's see, do we have anybody in chat? No. That's fine. People will get here.
Yeah.
So. Ugh. I think I'm still recuperating from this weekend. I've been so tired.
Oh, really?
Like,
I mean,
exhausted.
we were up pretty late, and then you guys were up really early.
Well, because I couldn't sleep.
Oh, it was 7 o'clock. That's not early.
That implies that I actually fell asleep.
Oh.
Maybe for like an hour. But I was
I was
just
gonna
like,
say I heard you sleeping for a bit.
there's light outside. It's just this isn't gonna get better. I'm gonna leave. I will find peace and solitude defeating the minions of evil in the land of Fodlan. And so I did. And probably
There you
sat in the
go.
middle of that giant spider web.
Probably. That's why I was in the chair. I didn't see the spider web, but like.
Yeah, I didn't
made
see it
me
that
feel
morning,
better.
so
Made
I
me
think
feel better knowing.
I feel like it must have set it up while we were
night.
playing other games.
Yeah.
So,
Could be.
yeah.
Ugh. I don't know. It was a great time though.
Yep. So, and then after the wedding, we're swapping out my computer desk for the one in the den. This one, if I put too much weight on the keyboard tray, the crossbar pops out.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Yeah, and I mean, it's I've had it since I basically moved into the apartment in North Adams.
Oh,
so
wow.
this desk is old. Or maybe when I moved into the house, but still, that makes it like 10 years old. And,
Yeah.
It's from Target, so it's not like it's...
It really can only last so long, and
Yeah. The problem was, at that time, all my furniture matched because I bought it all at Target. So
And now you've upgraded.
now, well, I wouldn't say upgraded. More like
Pieces.
we acquired free stuff over the years.
Yeah.
That wasn't, falling apart. So, but yeah. So we'll swap that out. So, well, why don't we get started? And we'll have people. We'll have people filter in here. So we'll save our puzzle room story for the last bit of news.
Okay.
So, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Gonna start the show. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up on episode 158, we went to puzzle rooms. Sirfetch'd is Sirfetch'ing, descending into Avernus, and much, much more on the 8-Bit Adventures podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the 8-Bit Adventures podcast. We are bringing you the latest and greatest geeky news of the week. I am your host, Sean Hayes, and with me are my wonderful co-hosts, as always, Courtney Bolin.
Hey, everybody.
And Josh York.
I don't have a bit.
What?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's all gone.
Yeah,
The
done.
magic's all gone.
It's done.
You ruined my
we'll have to-
immersion, Josh.
Well, my immersion.
we'll have to wait for new meme-worthy stuff to come out.
Yeah. Josh EXE has encountered an error.
We'll have to wait until March, and then I'm sure we'll have new stuff, new material.
Oh no, that'll just be me shouting about Final Fantasy.
I mean, it works. So, but yeah, we got a couple items this week. A lot of D&D news. And after we're gonna.
I think you
talk
said it
about...
wrong. It's pronounced dund.
Dund.
Yeah.
Oh, and actually, somewhat related to that, there's this bizarre like wrestling feud going on right now that's centered around D&D.
What?
With jeez, what's the guy's name? The wrestler's name. Hang on, I
saw
find it.
something on Reddit today, and maybe they had it was like, I don't know. I thought it was just two dumb bros on Twitter, but it was like this muscle dude, and he's like a mirror self. He's like, I don't play D&D.
That's
some
it.
Other dude, also a muscle dude, took a picture of himself saying, I do play D&D.
Yep.
And I thought it was just a couple of idiots.
Nope,
on Twitter
it's a
that were
wrestling
that
thing.
meant nothing. Okay.
The guy who's saying I don't play D&D was responding. It was a response, and he's like a super heel, not just a regular heel, super heel. And he's basically trying to just amass as much hate
Heel
as
bot
possible. Yeah. And totally working. Yeah. He's just being in character, I guess. And his character is just to be the most obnoxious gym bro possible.
Okay.
Whereas the guy that's I feel bad. I can't find any of the names for this. But yeah, the initial person is like a big, he's cosplayed as Grog before. He's big into the critter community.
Really?
So yeah. But what's funny is I don't know if people are like unaware that it's a wrestling feud and jumping in and dogpiling, or if people are like buying in like, oh yeah, this is a wrestling thing, but I'm going to play along because like
I had no idea it was a wrestling.
Matt Mercer, Satine Phoenix, Joe Manganiello, everybody's like jumped in and like, look, it's fine like if you don't play D&D, but like don't harsh on other people's hobbies and everything. Joe wasn't as nice about it, but
I was gonna say that had to have been Matt's response.
That was Matt.
Yeah, that's.
Where he said, "I'm sorry if you were introduced to it and it was bad. Maybe you should try playing with somebody else." But yeah, so I enjoy the fact that whether or not you play D&D is now, and I guess it's a league that's up and coming to like rival WWE.
Oh.
Kind of a thing. Like it's going to be on TNT.
Oh,
or TNT Wrestling or something.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
It's that like AEW.
Yep, I've heard.
Yeah.
Of it.
So yeah, it's one of those feuds that's happening.
I've not watched wrestling since I was maybe 13, 14.
Yeah, same.
I occasionally like hear stuff about it, and it's on the peripheral of like stuff I see. But
yeah,
just because we were talking about it, so a Ric Flair thing I'd like to talk about real quick because
this is all tied in, folks. This is all related.
We promise.
We promise.
It just made me think. We were talking about wrestling, and then when we talk about wrestling, I think about Ric Flair, but I think about Ric Flair a lot, anyways, just in life. I just sit around thinking about Ric Flair a lot. I'm just at work, like, yeah, Ric Flair is pretty cool. So there's this one thing where like he went to some other wrestling thing, and some other guys, they like him and this other guy have a woo off. This other guy comes out and like is impersonating Ric Flair
at like
the top of the ramp, and Ric Flair's
Okay.
in the ring, and they're like doing the talking back and forth, but the other guy's like got like the Ric Flair voice and everything, and he's saying stuff to him in Ric Flair voice, and he's going woo at him, then Ric Flair woos back at him, and then the crowd is wooing. It's just back and forth. I'll send you the video later.
Oh, that's great.
Because it's pretty hilarious.
That's on par with Nick Flair.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting that, but I was happy.
Yep.
We're gonna steal the Constitution.
Woo!
I
expect nothing less.
So yeah. So it's just this weird D&D feud happening right now on Twitter. It's great. It's bizarre. It's wrestling.
It's everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Almost as good as I watched on Instagram today. There's a it's Brutus and Pixie. It's a little comic series about like a cat and a dog. So that artist
and a
does
German Shepherd.
That artist does another series called like Argo or something or whatever, where it's like a little velociraptor and like a big terror bird. And I think it's supposed to be the same concept, but started a feud in the comments with himself using his two different accounts. That just other bizarre social media exchanges kind of a thing. Decided to cause trouble on his own post, saying like from on a Pixie and Brutus comic, using the other comic account and saying like, "Oh, this comic sucks. Get a real job. You're awful." And like the best part was people not realizing that
it's him in both.
It's him. that it's the other comic. And the thing was, like, it even got me. I had to, like, double check and be like, oh, wait a minute. I recognize that Velociraptor. He's just causing trouble. And the problem was, like, him explaining that was buried somewhere in the comment thread, so nobody's seeing it. And it's got, like,
so
250
everyone's just
comments.
getting outraged.
Everyone's getting outraged and saying, like, what's your problem, man, or whatever. And then, you know, people being like, it's the same guy. So, yeah. But in other D&D, in actual D&D news, so Descent into Avernus is out.
Yay!
Where we all become warlords of hell.
Yes,
Yeah.
got
Nice.
it.
For the podcast listeners, Josh is holding up his copy of Descent into Avernus. I don't have a physical copy yet because it's on the wedding registry, and I'm not allowed to buy it.
That's right. I was gonna do that.
Part of me wants to just buy it from the wedding registry. Courtney, don't give me that look.
I'm giving you that look.
Don't give me that look.
I will give you that look.
I want that book. I did pick it up
I'm sure one of your wedding guests will get it for you.
I did pick it up on D&D Beyond, though. So I have been able to read it. Yeah. I was joking around with Josh. I was like, oh, look, it's the perfect solution for a party like ours, where the intro to the adventure, a little bit of spoilers, but basically,
there's been lots of
you are conscripted into service. So like you don't have a choice into the Flaming Fists, and you are basically sent to make contact with a spy, and you have 48 hours to do it. And if you don't do it within that 48 hours, the commander sends basically a death squad to come get you and then take you there. And if you refuse, you are executed on the spot.
Yep. Good.
Okay.
And this is when you are a party of first level adventurers, and it's 6 veterans, which are CR3, and 1 flame skull, which is also CR3. So 7 CR3 monsters.
Dude, the flame skull shoots 1 fireball, it's over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the veterans are basically like level 5 fighters.
CR, guess what? At level 1, CR 1/4 things hit you once and you have a good chance of dying.
Oh, yeah. And then if you inexplicably somehow defeat this death squad, he sends 2 more after you.
Yeah.
So it's basically, do this, or you might as well just leave the city and never come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. and that basically sets the tone. Yeah. This
And it just
also
gets
this
worse
commander.
from there.
This guy's not nice. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean,
All
yeah.
I've read is, well, the first thing I always do in a new book is go to the magic items section and look and see what magic items they've
Mhm.
concocted. So I read through that and took a look at the magic items. I briefly looked through the monsters at the end in the appendixes in the back, and noticed Baphomet was in there for some reason. So that's interesting that a demon lord is in there for some reason.
Yep.
It makes sense
For
because
some
Avernus is
reason.
where a lot of the fighting between the demons and devils goes down. So
Yeah,
that
it's
makes
kind of
sense.
ground zero for the Blood
Yeah.
War.
Yeah.
Oh man,
And
I just realized.
but I mostly just read like the intro stuff. So like, here's the basic premise of the campaign. Here's kind of the backstory of the main characters and
Yep.
NPCs. And it's interesting. Definitely interesting. I'm totally going to steal a lot of stuff from it because I've been planning on eventually doing a Devils and Demons thing for.
You like
well,
that?
planning on-
You like that
while,
group?
yeah.
You like that group
I've been
of
planning on doing
paladins?
demons for a long time, and then I'm like, why not do both? And now I've got two books to steal from. So
Yep.
Thanks,
I've got
wizards.
Out of the Abyss to steal all my demon stuff from, and the Avernus one to steal a bunch of devil stuff from. And yeah, that's way off though. In my case, that's so far off.
I don't know,
It's-
dude. With how much we keep messing with the world,
No, you guys are stuck where you're stuck for a while.
If we don't have Ric Flair riding on top of a infernal war machine with another guy doing
Wait.
the flaming electric guitar, whipping his hair around, Mad
Yeah.
Max style, I feel like we're doing it wrong.
We'll get there.
That's why I said, folks, it's gonna Ric Flair's just gonna keep coming back in
Oh,
this
yeah.
full circle.
We still got to do my 1980s Ravenloft.
Yep. With Count Strad von Radovich or something. I don't know.
He's gonna have a sick Lamborghini,
Of course.
and maybe like a Camaro. I don't know.
Oh my god. You guys.
There's definitely gonna be an encounter where you guys are all in a Camaro and fighting dudes on motorcycles driving down the highway. It's gonna be
All
awesome.
Wait a second. My character has been the one that's kind of been
While
most...
Motley Crue's "Kickstart My Heart" is blaring on the radio.
Yep.
This is how I make my D&D. I just have these weird visions and scenes that I want to make happen. And
Can
like,
you
I'm
figure
just
out how to
let's
make
just
them
do it.
happen?
Oh yeah, we're just gonna do it. Especially now.
I mean,
I
especially
can just
now
do
we
it.
broke the world. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
like,
can just do whatever I want. It's the best.
legitimately broke the world. So yeah.
So to pull things back though,
Yeah.
so yeah, Descent into Avernus. It is currently on sale. It's an adventure levels 1 through 13, 15?
I think you were saying 15?
15. Yeah.
The last bit says 15 plus.
Yeah. I mean, because you can always throw more higher level devils and stuff in there.
Well, I mean, like Zariel's statted out in there.
Yep.
Baphomet's statted out in there.
Yep.
Those are CR like 25.
I mean, who knows? You
So
can
it's
always have Big Daddy Asmodeus show up.
Asmodeus isn't statted.
He's not, but you can have him show
But
up.
you can make it up. Yeah, why not?
Shows up all the time in Acquisitions Incorporated. So
I would have the real Asmodeus show up.
Oh god.
yeah,
Just.
I mean that's who shows up all the time in Acquisitions Inc.
No, the real Asmodeus that's just sitting in the bottom layer of hell.
Yeah, that's the one that shows up all the time.
That's the one that shows up.
No.
He's the one that
who
goes
else are
kiss
you
the
referring
rod, and
to?
everybody's like, oh.
No, Asmodeus is like this big slug snake being that's just like is sitting at the bottom of hell. It's like the big secret. Is that he's like this weird fucking monster being.
You mean like the Slurm
All right, I gotta
Queen in
timestamp that one.
Futurama?
I gotta timestamp that.
From what I understand.
Like is like I'm I'm confused as well, Sean.
Because I did a lot of reading on Asmodeus or Asmodeus, whatever. It says both ways. Both pronunciations are acceptable, by the way, in that.
Asmodeus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Asmodeus. Sorry.
So, yeah. At the very least, I'm excited to check out the war machines.
Those are gonna be interesting.
That's like
Those
the
are-
least interesting thing to me.
That's because you don't like vehicles.
No.
Yeah.
Although you could use them to figure out how to do motorcycles and stuff and cars.
That's true. I mean, right.
The inside of a car is difficult terrain.
I'm sure.
No, I can just walk through a car like normal, right?
And Rangers don't ignore it. I want to make a car ranger now that ignores the difficult terrain from being inside a vehicle. So, yeah.
And then the hazard jumping through the window move.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. There we go. Urban Rangers ignore the difficult terrain from inside vehicles.
You do the butt slide across the hood.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, in addition, we got another new Unearthed Arcana this week. It seems like we've been getting them like every other week. They've been really coming out at like a rapid pace.
Like consistent.
Yeah. We got the College of Eloquence for bards and the Oath of Heroism for paladins. So to run through their stuff real quick, I just have to pull it up. Wizards. Oath of Heroism. So basically,
Eloquence.
Oath of Eloquence is about being like an orator or a spoken word performer. So this is how you could be a rap bard, rap your way to victory. So at level 3 you get universal speech, so you can expend a bardic inspiration die. You roll the die and you choose that number of creatures. For 10 minutes, they magically understand you, and you have advantage on charisma checks made to influence them. They do have to be able to speak a language to be affected, so you can't use it to just like cheat your way through animal handling.
Okay, so they have to speak a language, but it
they
doesn't
have to
be
a language.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can now cast Calm Emotions without expending a spell slot number of times per day equal to your charisma modifier.
Oh.
So you can just tell everybody to simmer down now, and they will. At 6th level, Undeniable Logic. This is as a bonus action. You can spend your Bardic Inspiration die to do one of two things. You can do basically that cool what was it? Mind Spike cantrip. So you roll your Bardic Inspiration die. The creature takes that much psychic damage, and it has to succeed on an Intelligence save or have disadvantage on the next save throw you make before the end of your next turn. Or sorry, next save throw it makes before the end of your next turn.
Oh.
Or you can target a friendly creature and it regains hit points equal to the number you roll and has advantage on the next saving throw it makes before the end of your next turn. And then at 14th level, Infectious Inspiration. When a creature adds one of your Bardic Inspiration dice to its ability check, attack roll, saving throw, and the roll succeeds, you can use your reaction to encourage a different creature, giving it a Bardic Inspiration die without expending any of your Bardic Inspiration uses.
Oh.
You can use this reaction a number of times equal to your Charisma modifier, and you regain all uses when you finish a long rest. So I really like that. I like effects that are God, what's the warlock? What's the warlock spell in Warcraft that does that? It's something like Seed of Affliction or Seed of Chaos or something like that. It's you inflict a debuff on an enemy, and then when like it goes off, it spreads to all other enemies. Something like that. But stuff like that is really cool. So, I dig it. I like that's how you could make like a cool diplomat type character. Could make like a Ben Franklin type character as a College of Eloquence bard.
Yeah,
Vicious mockery required for that kind of character. And then for the one Josh was way more excited for, Oath of Heroism is an affirmation of a destined path, one laid out for you by divine hands. For whatever reason, a god or group of gods has included you in their machinations. You are not a reluctant hero, but one who basically leans into it. You train diligently, sculpting your body and refining your skills so you're ready when destiny calls.
I'm into the body sculpting.
And then it has so like all the oaths, it has tenets of heroism, actions over words, strive to be known by deeds and not words. Challenges are but tests. Every hardship serves to challenge your abilities and harden your resolve. Embrace destiny. You didn't choose this path, but it's yours to walk, and it will carry you into legend. Hone the body. Like raw stone, your body must be worked so its potential can be realized.
Yes.
I feel like this is also the Paladin's answer to Sun Soul Monk for how to be Goku. Because, like, just reading that, it's like, challenges are but tests. Hone the body. Embrace your destiny. It's just like the way they phrased everything is just like, oh, like, this is Goku. So, bonus spells. You get Expeditious Retreat and Guiding Bolt at 3rd level. At 5th level, Enhance Ability and Enthrall. 9th level, Haste and Protection from Energy. 13th level, Compulsion and Freedom of Movement. 17th level, Commune and Conjure Volley. For Channel Divinity, you get 2 options. Peerless Athlete. So you can use Channel Divinity to as a bonus action to gain advantage on all athletic and acrobatics checks for the next 10 minutes. Or Legendary Strike. For 1 minute, your weapon attacks crit on a 19 or 20.
That's pretty good.
At 7th level, your actions on the battlefield can supernaturally boast your allies and demoralize your enemies. So when you crit or reduce a creature to 0 hit points, choose 1 or more creatures up to your charisma modifier within 30 feet of you. They either gain temporary hit points equal to 1d6 plus your charisma modifier, or have to succeed on a wisdom save or be frightened of you until the start of your next turn. Once you use this feature, you cannot use it again until the start of your next turn.
Okay.
15th level, Glorious Defense! This is where you play Reinhardt. When a creature you can see hits you with an attack roll, you can basically use your reaction to add your charisma modifier to your AC. If the attack misses because of that, you get a free weapon attack against the attacker as part of that reaction. And at 20th level, Living Myth. So as a bonus action, you can basically become super charismatic Saiyan. And for 10 minutes, you are blessed with otherworldly comeliness, gaining advantage on all charisma checks. Once on each of your turns, when you miss with a weapon attack, you just hit instead. And if you fail a saving throw, you can use reaction to succeed instead. And then it recharges after a long rest. So, I mean, I gotta say, I'm way more excited about that capstone ability than the other Paladin ones.
I think it's better.
Yeah. It makes you way more consistent. And I mean, as a Paladin, save bonuses are probably pretty high already, but it just means that it's just like, oh, if for whatever reason I have a fluke failure, no, I don't. So yeah. And Guiding Bolt as a Paladin's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, I think
going
it's
through that bard stuff still.
I like that it's definitely another option for more offensive minded paladins.
Yeah,
along
true.
with Vengeance. So if you don't want to be a dark, edgy paladin instead, and you want to be, if you want to be a knight in shining armor, but you don't want to be like a tank healer, like Oath of Devotion is, you could be Oath of Heroism, and then be sort of a battlefield inspiration type paladin. So, yeah. Man, there's just so many interesting subclasses now that I'm like, oh, well, I could play this, or I could play this, or I could play this, which is something for me, coming from, hi, my name's Sean, and I play Elf Rangers.
True.
So, yeah.
They're interesting. I will say not as exciting as like the Astral Self Monk or
100%.
The kind of weird and strange subclasses they've been putting out the last couple times. I'm still looking forward to more of those kind of wacky, different subclasses that don't really tread on what's already out there.
I'm actually very intrigued by the Bard.
Yeah.
I really like that.
It
literally plays directly into my wheelhouse of Courtney being able to, as you said, be able to play a politician. I want to do that now.
So we got Driz in the chat. He said he was gonna play a Chaos Sorcerer, Chaos Barbarian mix, and that's just like every time I do anything, I'm gonna roll a d20 in Wild Surge.
Yeah,
I approve.
It happens. Yeah.
I mean, also, that's basically in real life. Because love you, Mike, but you are totally a Chaos Sorcerer, Chaos Barbarian.
But no, I love that idea of like I've already got like 2 different characters going through my head right now of how I could put that Bard into play.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to join another game so I can do that.
Yeah.
But
yep.
Yeah. Because paladins don't really call to me. I like bards. And
paladins are the ultimate.
Hear me out, guys. Hear me out. Oath of Heroism Paladin. Astral Self Monk multi-class.
If I'm going Astral Self, I'm going all in on Astral Self.
But then you get to smite with your stando.
I'm going full Jotaro.
I've thought about that of like what would we do for 80s Ravenloft? Like what happens if Daristrix, my character, for those that aren't in on stories and everything, he's like my character in Josh's game. If he dies, it's like, well, I'm gonna have to make an Astral Soul monk or Astral Self monk for 80s Ravenloft.
That's true, yeah.
And maybe he will be Joseph Joestar.
Oh.
Old man Joseph Joestar.
There we go.
Specifically make him an old man.
Stardust Crusaders is 1987, right? That's like the year
that
story takes place in. I believe so, yeah.
That's perfect then.
There you go.
Or I could make him a turtle and then be a combine 2 different cartoons.
Oh,
be a Ninja Turtle with a stand.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm digging like Wizards for the last 3 Unearthed Arcana, 3 for 3. In my opinion, they are really firing on all cylinders with some of the designs that are coming out. So, and I'm excited to see. Who knows? I mean, if there's another book that gets printed with these in it, I don't know what it could be. If it would be another campaign setting, or if it would be another like Xanathar's like book. But yeah. So I definitely hope they do get printed because I mean they're all fantastic. So, next up, I put this in because I happened to come across it on YouTube. There was a trailer for Star Ocean coming to Switch.
What?
And it's getting remastered.
What?
Is this the original?
Yeah, it's the original game getting remastered.
I've never
As
played
Star
that.
Ocean First Departure R.
Never played it.
So
I
once
have
again,
no idea
Square.
what this game is.
So as much as
JRPG,
Wizards
JRPG.
is bringing the awesome subclasses, Square is continuing its trend of bringing overly complicated and convoluted titles to their games.
Did you ever play that one? Is it?
No,
Oh, okay.
I never played Star Ocean.
What one did I play? It was on PS2. Star Ocean 3, 4. I don't know. It was called
Maybe.
Star Ocean Till the End of Time. Spoilers. So the big twist towards the end is your characters were living in a simulation.
Of course.
And which, hey, I'm totally into that. I love it. And then like you have to go out into the actual world and fight people in the actual world. And it was really weird. I never beat it, but that was pretty close to the end. But yeah, this is like Star Ocean is always like sci-fi fantasy, I guess, would be a good way to classify it.
Science fantasy, maybe.
Yeah.
Like Star Wars.
Kind of.
Space magic and space swords.
Very, very tropey.
Yeah.
The characters.
Yeah. I mean, it's also
very,
like if it's a
very
remake
tropey.
of a Super NES game, so we're talking,
right?
Plot writing of, at least 20 years old,
right?
25 years old at this point.
I played one on Xbox 360 too.
Yeah,
what it was called, but I could only play it for an hour before I couldn't stand the character voice acting anymore. It was too anime, too anime for me.
I have to say, if I was able to push through the first couple of hours of Xenoblade Chronicles 2...
Way worse.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. Worse than that Trials of Mana trailer, because I can barely get through the Trials of Mana remastered trailer.
I've not seen it.
Because it's very... Yeah. It just goes total ham into... like a lot of the sort of tropey voices and everything. Also, I think the voice acting is pretty bad in that trailer. No offense to all the voice actors that worked on that game.
No offense. Do better.
Or
they can only do.
Or
they
blame
can
your
only
director.
Do as well as
there you
what
go.
they've been given.
Yeah. Maybe if they got Emmy award-winning Sam Riegel to direct, it would be better.
Go. Maybe that's it.
So, but yeah, Star Ocean coming to Switch December 5th.
Cool.
So coming soon. Looks like it's like they kept the original sprite designs and everything and remastered it so it would look better on like a high def screen. And like bigger TV
you can
screen.
do that. You can fix the colors and stuff. And
yeah, I think that's what they did.
Like you can.
I mean, battles look frenetic.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. So.
Oh, and that's the other thing about Star Ocean. It was an action JRPG. It wasn't turn-based.
Ooh.
It wasn't turn-based. I even think the SNES ones were not turn-based.
Very interesting.
My face is twitching.
They can be good, Courtney. They can be good.
Them. Don't like them.
No.
I don't like them.
Diablo's an action RPG.
Not in a different way, though.
I know.
Yeah.
I also never played Diablo.
Well, you can play Diablo 3 right now on Nintendo Switch. Ho ho!
Yeah, but they're going to announce Diablo 4 at BlizzCon, so wait.
Probably.
Yeah. After last year's debacle, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. You can also play Torchlight 2 right now on Nintendo Switch.
Oh. Yeah, I have more
Torchlight
things
2's pretty
coming
good.
out. I have other things coming out that I'm looking forward to.
Torchlight was good. I played the first one. It was really good.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Torchlight 2 has an engineer class that is a tank class that also spawns little mini bots of various types. So yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, moving on. We also got a reveal. So last week, Pokemon put out something where it was like all garbled and everything, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, missing no!" And then they revealed like, "Oh, there was a Rotom that got into our broadcast and messed up the transmission. We're gonna reveal what the Pokemon actually was." and it's the evolved form of Farfetch'd, like everybody guessed it was going to be. So Farfetch'd will have an evolved form only in the Galar region. It is called Sirfetch'd, and it's only available in Pokemon Sword.
I'm changing my pre-order.
What it does is it goes from being like a brown duck to like a white duck. It's got a little smug look on its face, and the leek turns into a giant leek lance, and it gets like a leek leaf shield that goes with it. It's also apparently like a 4-foot tall duck that weighs 220 pounds.
Yeah.
Because Pokemon's weird like that, folks.
He's thick.
Of course, this is what happens when you have 10-year-olds doing your zoological field work for you. Josh understands.
Yeah. Too well.
Yep. So, yeah.
By the way, speaking of Pokemon, I just saw I was reading something. Ash Ketchum finally won.
Yes.
Finally won.
A Pokemon League.
I love how so ESPN occasionally like does write-ups of like pop culture of like sporting events and pop culture, and that their write-up was perfect for it. It's like 10-year-old Ash Ketchum finally wins Pokemon League championship after trying for 20 years.
Yeah.
The best thing I saw was this is every employer's dream, a 10-year-old with 22 years of experience.
Yes. That's exactly what I've seen too.
That's what every
job's
looking
I was
for
trying to
these
think
days.
of
every entry-level job.
Yep.
I was trying to think of the exact way it was phrased. So yes.
Yep. So yeah, congratulations to our boy Ash Ketchum.
I didn't know he had never won anything in
No,
the years that the show has been going.
So technically, he did win the Orange Island League in like season 2.
Yeah.
Or series 2.
But he wasn't a Pokemon master. Now he's
well, it also that league doesn't count. It's not officially recognized by the Pokemon League, so it doesn't count. Yeah. It's also like there's only like 5 badges or something, and they're not for Pokemon battles. They're for like weird sporting events, like surfing and stuff. So it's like, does it really even count?
What was Ash's team? Do you know? What was his team?
I know that one of the Pokemon he used. Oh, geez, what was it? Hang on. Ash. Oh, so if you type in Ash Ketchum, the top Google result is Ash Ketchum finally wins league.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an article from CNN.
Wow.
This is amazing. What this is the world that we live in now.
Yeah.
Um,
22 years and 1,080 episodes?
Yes.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Holy crap. That's more episodes than One Piece.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. I can't find what his team was. Nobody's actually talking about what his team was.
I'm reading an article and then it said a related article. Admit it, Digimon is better than Pokemon.
What?
What blasphemy are you reading?
I don't know. It was just a related article in an article I was reading. It doesn't matter that much. I was just curious what
Yeah, it was. Oh, jeez. I can't think of it, and I saw the graphic where it had one of his Pokemon in the match. But yeah, I'm drawing a blank. So, yeah. So yeah. But yeah, congratulations to Ash Ketchum. And Sirfetch'd, welcome to the party. Also, Sirfetch'd changes type from normal and flying to just straight up fighting. I wish it would have done fighting and flying, because as far as I know, there's like only one other fighting flying Pokemon. And it's a Luchador Hawk. called Halucha, who has the only dual type attack move that deals both fighting and flying damage. So, but yeah. So, that's all nifty. Right, that rounds out our regular news. And so our last kind of story is, so this past weekend was my bachelor party.
Yay!
And okay. Driz to the rescue. Okay, so his team was Pikachu, Lycanroc, that's the one that I saw, and Melmetal, which is a Pokemon Go exclusive Pokemon, which is just weird.
Okay.
But yeah, you can only catch it in Pokemon Go. And it's like a little like hex nut with some mercury attached to it.
Interesting.
So yeah, but Lycanroc was the one. And I think it's a Dusk Lycanroc, which is like a weird version that you can only get in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. So, but yeah, so we went to the Crossgates Mall out in Albany, and we went to Five Wits, which has a bunch of like puzzle adventure rooms, and we did a bunch of those, and it was super fun. We did much better on the first room than we did on the second room. But the first room we did was the Space Adventure. I don't remember what it was called. It might have just been called Space Adventure.
It's called Deep Space, I'm pretty
Deep Space.
Yeah.
Where we were teleported on board a starship, and we had to fight off asteroids.
Yep.
And then take down GLaDOS.
Basically.
Like, they had a companion cube in the hallway.
Yep.
Yeah, and then basically played Arkanoid to defeat the AI.
And Pong.
No, that's Arkanoid.
Oh, that is okay.
Yeah, Arkanoid's the one where it's got the colored blocks up top, and it's a bouncing ball, and use the paddle to.
I was so focused on what was happening, like in front of me.
Yeah. The second one was what was it? Drago's Castle.
Yes, because Drago, because I kept thinking of Rocky 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and that one was there's an enchanted book in their collection at the museum, and when we read it, it came to life, and we released a dragon, and then we had to go into the book and cast a spell to suck the dragon back into the book and defeat it.
Mm-hmm.
That one was much harder.
Yeah.
I think that required more physical challenges than the initial one did.
My knees hurt after that one.
The puzzles were just different.
Yeah, they were different kinds of puzzles.
I don't know how to describe it.
I think it was more as opposed to.
I think that first room though, in the dungeon, was definitely a lot more physical than anything we did.
Oh, for sure.
In Deep Space, yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was part of it. Was like we knew what to do. We kind of figured it out what to do, and then it just took so long for us to enact it, as opposed to like in Deep Space, that once we figured out how to do something, it was like, boom, we're all right. Boom, 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 we're good.
Yeah.
The Space one, the only thing we ever got held up on was the wire.
The wires.
When the wires weren't in the one box.
Yep.
And that was just because we were all so stuck on like the logical thought that
because we know how wires work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that was the thing. We knew how things worked, and so I was like, let's try.
I think if not for that part, we could have got 100% on that.
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
Yeah.
We didn't get any secrets though.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure. We're gonna have to go back sometime.
Speed run.
And speed run it, yeah.
Speed run.
Now,
got a wave dash.
Curious. Yeah, I'm also curious. They've got to change out the adventures every few months.
Probably.
Like half year or something.
Yeah.
You have to.
I mean, maybe different stories within the
or change puzzles when I don't know.
Yeah, change.
I mean, you could easily
around.
have it so that you have like 6 different puzzle room types.
That's true.
And then within that have, maybe like a setup where there's like 3 different branching paths or something. And then you don't know which path you're going to take. Maybe. Who knows?
Just thinking business-wise, if you want people to come back, you want to see if they can get higher score. Like, get the people come back and want to try to speed run it. That's probably a very
Yep.
small percentage of people. Or if you want people to come back and they've done everything, you gotta provide some type of new experience.
Yeah.
I think the next time I will wait at the door and protect my knees. Because that's
Well, yeah. I mean, considering that it took us that long, there was one part in which you had to go through a tunnel, and they said, if you're unable to do that, the door will eventually open. So just wait. And by the time it took us to go through the tunnel, the door just opened. So it was like, well.
Yeah, I was confused when that happened. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it once. Next time, I'm
Yeah.
gonna wait.
So.
Because
but it was nice.
It didn't impact our ability to get into the room any quicker. Because it took so long to get into the room.
I could have gone faster through that tunnel.
Yeah. That's the problem when you put the tank up front.
It didn't affect my ability to get through the tunnel any quicker than it would.
I mean, I'll say this. I thought it was like a nice little aesthetic addition.
Yeah.
But it didn't really add anything other than that to it.
No.
I wonder if there's a secret in there.
Maybe. I bet there
is. And like that's where the secret is, maybe.
Yeah, that would make sense. There's a lot of like stuff hanging, like maybe you yanked on one of the things, or like maybe there's a hole or something. But if you're just trying to get through.
That's my thing. Is what are the secrets?
My knees hurt too going through there. It was like this isn't comfortable.
I didn't know that there were like secrets in these things. I thought it was like you get through it and you get the good ending or the bad, like. But I didn't realize that there would also be secrets in these.
Yeah,
things.
there's
now
also some. So there are some number of secrets, and I don't know if they tell you how many secrets there are, but yeah. So,
but
that was super fun.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. I'd never done anything like that before, so it was cool.
Me neither. I know we have escape rooms in Pittsfield, but
are there?
That's yeah. There's escape. It's on East Street.
Yeah, but escape rooms are different than like these like puzzle.
Yeah, for one thing, it's like a singular room, and you're basically like solving a puzzle on how to get out of the room, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I kind of like the like you're trying to figure out a story and progress through, as opposed to just like.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I agree with that 100%.
So yeah. Also, can we talk for a minute about just that giant dragon at the end of it?
Oh, the head.
Where it was like we were all preparing for it, and then it's one of those things
it was coming.
where conceptualizing the size of a thing is much different than experiencing something of that very size.
Well, like when we were walking out afterwards, I told you, I was like, that was actually good for me as a DM to understand perspective and size of a dragon to like to a PC.
Yep. Yeah. And I don't even think that was like a fully grown dragon.
It was pretty big.
It was pretty big.
It was pretty big, but I don't think it was a big boy.
It was still pretty big.
Oh yeah, no, I just don't think it was full grown.
Could give a crunch on the smaller of us in the party.
For my understanding, I think that would have been the size of an adult dragon, a D&D adult dragon.
I think so, yeah.
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 Not ancient, but adult.
I was going to say adult, not ancient. Yeah.
But there's not a lot of ancient dragons.
Yeah.
Nope. And good riddance. The entire rest of Josh's campaign is just going to be ancient dragons everywhere.
Well.
Apparently, Five Wits does have another. I'm actually looking on their website. They do have 20,000 Leagues and Espionage as well. As two other adventures.
I would love 20,000 Leagues.
And then the Tomb one that we didn't do. So.
And then realize that, well, I'm glad we didn't, because we clearly did not have time.
Yeah.
To do the pyramid one.
Yeah.
But looking back, if we had more time, it would have been great to do it. And just make JoJo jokes the whole time.
That's all I would have done.
Yep.
At this moment in time, it is available in Foxborough.
What, 20,000 Leagues?
Yep.
I don't want to drive to Foxborough. though.
I know.
Nor do I.
But okay,
Espionage.
so they do have two more that they would
Yes,
cycle
there are
through.
2 others as well. Espionage is a covert spy thriller.
Eh.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
I mean, it's all right. I do it, but
And then, 20,000 Leagues is basically what we think of.
yeah.
And it apparently is one of the most advanced finales Five Wits has ever built. So, yeah. So we
You know what that
might
means?
need to take a trip to Foxborough. Yeah.
For the podcast audience, I'm making all sorts of
Tentacles.
tentacle motions with my fingers because that's what you
Yup.
can expect with that. I'm sure.
Yep.
Oh, tentacles.
Yeah.
Nani? Quick, let's move away from this topic and go
Yeah.
to This Week in 8-Bit Adventures. All right, so in case you haven't noticed already, folks, the schedule for this week and next week and the week after is just going to be an utter chaos, as I am getting married at the end of next week. So next week there will likely be no streams. The following week there will also be likely no streams, due to just not being available. But this week there was an episode of Berkshire Bites where Megan and I went to eat on North, and we got nice little date night dinner. Talked about that. Easily our most kind of priciest place that we've been to thus far. But then if we really think about it, it wasn't that much pricier than other places that we've been to. It's just that, if you decide to both get entrees and dessert and other stuff, it really racks up. So, and then as far as streams go, so unfortunately there will be no Tales of Jamora this week, just due to conflicting schedules and the studio, the studio's available, but Tuck is not. So instead, we're gonna get Megan and I are gonna play Overcooked Friday night and show all of you what you can get if you spend 100 of your pie cakes, for although like the half a dozen of you that are hoarding pie cakes right now. What you can get for 100 pie cakes is we add a bonus stream to the roster, and Megan and I play Overcooked, and
it's really fun.
Super salty.
super salty.
And then for game night this week, Josh and I will be playing River City Girls.
Yes.
We're gonna play as two girls.
I don't even understand.
Running through the streets, beating up bad guys, and looking for their boyfriends.
I thought you were gonna go somewhere else with that. 2 girls.
No.
No.
2 girls, 1 game.
Hey!
There we go. Making it wholesome.
You did it.
No, you can't turn that wholesome.
And
turn
Josh
that
and I,
wholesome.
Josh and I will fight over who gets to be what character.
I want the dark-haired one.
Perfect. Josh and I will not fight to determine who wants to be what character. Great. So, yeah. So definitely show up for that one. That'll be super fun. It does not have online co-op, so Josh will be in studio.
Live and in person.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do about audio options. It will likely be a mess, so bear with us, but
We just put your mic between us and we'll be good.
Yeah, I mean that's what Megan and I do for Berkshire Bites. So until somebody gets that microphone that's on the wedding registry. Hint.
I'm kind of excited to play River City Girls.
Yeah.
It's a beat 'em up. So
yes, it's a side-scrolling beat 'em up game.
Think Double Dragon. Think Battletoads. Think River City Ransom.
Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim. That game
before it got pulled.
And it looks similar to the Scott Pilgrim game visually.
And actually, a lot of people are like, "Yeah, this is like the best side-scrolling beat 'em up game since Scott Pilgrim."
Yeah, it's cool. Like you can learn different moves and combos and get gear, as you saw for your character.
Jeez, it's so weird.
It's
Can't wait.
Very weird.
And made
Which
by
I
Way
appreciate.
Forward, who also makes the Shantae games. So,
I don't know what that is.
Shantae, half genie hero. She's a genie
Yeah,
character.
I know
So
those ones.
it's a series that's been
They're-
on Nintendo platforms since the
They're
Game Boy Advance.
adorable.
And they have expanded out to other platforms as well. So,
You'd
but
probably
yeah,
know if you go into GameStop enough to just look at the stuff on the shelves. Probably seen it, but you just
she's
didn't
like a genie
put
with
two and two
like
together.
a purple ponytail.
Maybe
Great cartoon
that
genie.
sounds vaguely familiar now that I'm
Yeah,
trying to put
yeah.
it together.
You've seen the cover. I know you have.
Probably.
I think Way Forward may have also worked on the DuckTales remake. I want to say for
Nice.
Capcom. I think they did. So yeah, I'm super excited. So yeah, if you folks want to watch me go back to WoW Classic, tell me on social media, because otherwise, look, we got River City Girls out. Link's Awakening comes out later this week, and we're just progressing into more and more games are coming out, and there's so much to keep up with.
Yes, there's so much to keep up with. October is a big month for launches.
Yeah.
Like September and October.
And I hate the Dead Zone that much. It's so yeah. But that and as far as comics, there was no comic this week. I will be working on a Speedy and Monty comic. I'm gonna try and work on some kind of probably filler, and maybe schedule something or whatever. But I would not expect anything until a couple weeks from now, when I'm finally done with wedding and honeymoon stuff. So
yeah.
But yeah. So that's what we got. Now, let's move on to quest log. So quest log is where we talk about what kind of geeky stuff we've been up to. So we kind of covered the puzzle rooms, but yeah, I mean, I guess Josh and I have been playing WoW Classic. I've been playing a little bit more Fire Emblem, but yeah, WoW Classic continues to be WoW Classic.
I'm almost a big boy. I'm almost level 40.
There you go. Oh, that's when you can get riding, right?
Get my mount.
Yeah.
I don't have enough gold.
Sounds
it's
about
like 100
right.
Gold.
Do you have multiple professions, multiple gathering professions?
I do, but I also have a friend who's rich in WoW, and she gave me some money. To help
I actually
me along the way.
I was talking about how I was going to play because we were going to do River City Girls, and I was like, well, I might as well, play here and there for WoW Classic. And I was like, oh, well, because I promised everybody that I would stream me getting my raptor pet, I was like, maybe I'll make a video of it. And I ended up not doing that because it turns out I should have listened, or I should have not paid any attention to what my stupid friend said back in college and just ran from Dark Shore to the Barrens because I didn't encounter a single person.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. I did encounter people, but like...
Not a single hostile?
Like, even Horde, because I'm on a PvE server, it was just like, there would be like level 60 Horde just running by, and they were just like, hey, bang, and just kept running. Yeah. And it was like the only place that it was the gate to the Barrens, because there's like a bunch of Horde guards there.
Yeah.
But if you go like one set of hills over, it's like somebody drove a demolisher through the fence and knocked a hole in the fence. So I was just like, oh, okay. Walked right through, tamed my raptor, and I was like, oh, I didn't die a single time.
There you go.
This was boring. But along the way, there was some random guy in like Astronar that was like, hey, here's 25 silver. And I was like, oh, well, would you like something? Like, I feel like I should give you something. Like, you can't just give me 25 silver. So I gave him some armor kits. Because, I don't know, I should give him something for it. So I gave him some light armor kits, which like aren't worth anything whatsoever.
No.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
But that's all I had. You know, I was level 11. This guy was like level 30. He was like, here's 25 silver. Have a good day.
Aww.
Yeah, I'm just slowly but surely chugging my way through levels.
Yep.
Hating the fact that I'm on a PvP server.
Yep. That's why I didn't do it.
I have never once been attacked by an alliance when I'm at full health and full mana, like normally. It's always like I've just pulled 3 things and I just barely lived through it. And I'm sitting down to drink the water to get my mana back and let my health regen, and
stabbed by gnomes.
Exactly. Today it was a
That's how they get
druid. Today it was a druid who I was in this elite area, slowly taking down things one at a time, and then he would wait till I was at like 5% health and just hit me and stealth away.
Yep.
That's not PvP. That's just griefing.
Yes. Yeah. And that's why I refuse to join a PvP server. Because already, like, I got to Darnassus, you know, and I got to Darkshore. So, like, that's where my next set of quests is and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I got a pet. So, like, it's not as boring now. But it's still, like, combat involves send pet, cast arcane shot, and then auto shot until dead. And it's like, and the thing is that I'm realizing is a lot of those other abilities that I'm using, or that like I remember using back when I played, they weren't around in Classic. They got introduced in Burning Crusade.
Yep.
So I'm just like, so my rotation is just auto shot or auto shot, arcane shot on cooldown.
Yeah, for me it's.
And I'm like, oh
auto attack.
Yeah,
flame shock.
So yeah,
auto attack.
I can't.
Earth shock, auto attack, flame shock.
Yeah. And then it's between the losing a bag slot for quivers, having to buy ammunition, the dead zone.
4 bag slots for totems. So dumb.
4 bag slots for totems?
Yeah, I have to have my water, earth, air totems in my bag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean losing an entire bag for a quiver.
Oh.
Yeah, quiver counts as a bag.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, that makes sense. I get it now. Yeah.
So technically, right now, I lose 8 bag slots for ammunition, which I have to replenish every time I go back to town. Yeah. And then I also lose more bag slots because I have to carry 2 sets of food with me everywhere. Because I have to carry meat for the raptor, and I have to start stockpiling fish for the turtle. And then I only have 3 stable slots, so then I can't get a 3rd pet until I learn all the pet abilities, because I have to constantly tame new pets to learn new pet skills. Which I also have to spend money to learn the passive ones. So on top of spending money on my own skills, I then have to spend more money on pet skills. Yeah, all these people that are saying, like, oh my god, Classic was so awesome. It's like, what class are you playing? I'm going to guess not Hunter.
Hunter, a lot of people seem to say Hunter's a pain in the butt.
Yep.
But that being said, you also probably have one of the easier leveling experiences compared to other classes.
Probably. That's why it's counterbalanced by just being a supreme pain in the ass.
I mean, mages have it easiest. Mages have it easy.
I guess I could see that.
Yeah, they can just AoE everything down, and they can teleport everywhere and make their own bread and water.
I mean, that's the big one, is just being able to teleport back to major cities.
I mean, granted, I get a 15-minute Hearthstone basically with Astral Recall, which is
that's
nice.
Also good.
It is nice instead of waiting an hour, but it's still to the same spot where my Hearthstone is.
Yep.
Which
when
it's Orgrimmar, it's a pain in the butt to get back to UC.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it's just to hop on the blimp, but you're waiting around for the blimp, and
mages and warlocks, I think, are probably the easiest at making money at, because, like, especially for mages, you could just sit in one place and just like charge people for portals.
Yeah, my super
and warlocks for summoning people to dungeons.
My super rich WoW friend, she just sells food and water all the time. She
That's
sells
also
portals.
true. Yeah.
Yep, people buy food and water from her. Yeah, she's like, yeah, I just go to my street corner in Orgrimmar and shout.
Yep.
I said, I'm gonna dress my character
fold out your
like
table
a pimp and stand next to you.
No, you're not.
But
You gotta see the best like chef outfit or whatever, and then you guys stand it up like behind a cart or whatever, and have basically a food truck.
But mages can also just AOE grind mobs like crazy. So like you find a set of mobs that has like really good drop rates on even just grays that vendor well.
Yeah.
Then it's way easier to do it. As a shaman, I have to kill things one at a time.
Yep.
Kill something, sit down and drink. Kill something, sit down and drink. So it's just not efficient for me.
Yeah. It's also I'm trying to level cooking. I was trying to level cooking, and if you're a night elf, there's just not a lot of things that you can make with cooking. Because you don't get wolves, you don't get coyotes, you don't get boars.
Your starting area.
And that's like all the starting cooking quests is you have to like basically farm spiders until you're like 50 points in cooking, and then you can also make clam chowder. In which case you have to kill murlocs to get clams. And hope that they drop clams. So, yay.
Did I talk with you about another thing I have noticed and kind of like about Classic, in addition to like the main thing is like the social aspect, I think is just better than retail. The second thing is just feels like the devs put a lot of thought into the world and just like care into how things were placed.
Yeah,
so, like,
you talked
did I
about
say that?
this
Just like
before.
how like camps are placed out on the.
It's more.
It feels.
It's much more thoughtful about like why is this here, and
I can't remember if I talked about it on this or not last week.
Yeah, we did. I feel like that's also present in retail though.
I think it's different.
I just think it feels different because the questing design difference between like Classic is more like we're just gonna give a bunch of quests, and there may be quests all over the place, and you're just gonna have to go find them
all over.
Whereas in retail it's a much more directed narrative. So it's like, okay, so here, like they think from the get-go like, okay, so we're gonna have a bunch of quests here, and they're gonna relate to this particular story for this little area, and it's going to tie into this next area, and we're going to use the quests to lead you into that area. And, along the way, like you might pick up a couple of, flavorful quests here and there.
Well,
and
then
go to another hub
have overarching stories.
Yes.
Right. So like there's a little cutscene at the end of every zone, usually in the expansion. Yeah. And that all play into the overarching story of the expansion.
Yeah.
So
I think,
and don't get me wrong, I do appreciate that because I like how streamlined questing is in retail. It's just like, boom, 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 and I'm not running around and like looking for things, and items drop every time you kill something, not one every 30. It's just two different feelings, but I do have an appreciation for just kind of the older style of it. I think I would definitely get sick of it after a while. Just like I think you get sick of anything after a while.
Well, because it's evident that the majority of players got sick of it the first time around, and the issue was, I think what happened was, we asked for changes, and then we got them. It basically we kept asking for more and more changes, and
I don't know every time we asked for them.
Well, but every time we made a change, it left behind people that didn't want that change. And it was just incrementally over and over. It was just chipping away more and more people.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I could see them taking lessons from Classic as far as what people are looking for in terms of difficulty, in terms of social aspects and everything.
I think people want, just like with the escape room, an experience.
Yeah.
they want a feeling, and people want different feelings of different things, right? But a lot of MMOs is an escape into, not necessarily even an escape, but just going to another world. It's the same thing as playing D&D. You want to be this character in this world, and you want to feel like this character, and sometimes you just want to like feel like you're adventuring and exploring the world, and sometimes you want to feel like you're the champion of the alliance or the champion of the horde, doing big things for big people, and
Yep.
you're saving the universe, right? It's just different feelings for different people, and I think you're right that some people just liked that smaller feeling of classic. I also think there's just people who are still just have their red tinted glasses on with classic.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think they should definitely learn some stuff. I think they should probably learn a little more about just people. I think there's just that feeling of wanting to be in the world and feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. But something is lacking in the feeling of being part of the world in retail, I think. And I think I said it last week. It's just too big of a scale of things. Like, where do you go now? Right? Like,
yeah, and I think that might be part of it.
What do you do now with the scale of where things are at?
Yeah. My answer is clearly we need to start going to other worlds. We need to form our own crusade.
We did that.
I know, but we need to go to other ones.
That was BC.
We need to start
that
world
was
hopping.
Legion.
Yeah.
That was WAD. It was all those were other worlds.
We need to keep doing it.
And I also think the writing is hit or miss now.
Yeah.
With like storytelling. There's some cool stuff
there's some stories that are great, and then
there's some that are just like,
The Forsaken.
Yeah. It's just Sylvanas is so boring. As to me, I've said this from the beginning. Like, Sylvanas is such a boring villain.
And the problem is, like, at this point, because they've pushed her so far into a corner, I feel like if they try and do a redemption arc, it's like,
it's just feels so forced and dumb. And
like, at this point, I would rather just, I mean, honestly, I do like the idea, and I know a couple of my friends have talked about it, is, maybe, I don't know, maybe after, I mean, probably not this expansion, but maybe after next expansion, maybe that's it. And then we blow everything up again, quote unquote, and pull a Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
And just start over.
Yeah.
Take some lessons and use that opportunity, change as many game mechanics as you want. Yeah. Because, I mean, we've done it incrementally, and we changed a lot when Cataclysm rolled over, because I think that was when they changed over the talent system. Right?
I think so.
Cataclysm? Yeah.
I think you're right, yeah.
And that was a huge change. So, like, change it back, I mean, if you want to do talent trees, I don't know, make it so that everything is only 1 point, and make it viable or something. So that way it's not like
about talent trees is just the feeling of getting something every level.
Oh yeah.
That's what that is. Like, I got a point. I got a point to spend this level. That feels kind of good. Right? Whereas it's every 10 levels or 20 levels.
Yeah.
Now. And
it's also because
as good as you're leveling.
It's also because there's so many levels that they're like, oh no.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's in my opinion, that's what that's all about.
Yeah.
I think the whole you had a choice with challenge trees is BS.
Yeah, because there are clearly bad choices. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there were times where it would be like, oh, if I placed a couple points over here instead of here for this fight, it might have been fine. But I don't think it was that prevalent or that big of a deal.
I mean, it for example, like with Hearthstone, Blizzard has admitted, like, it was Ben Brode admitted that they make trash cards to put in an expansion.
Yeah.
And it was like, but why? Why do you continue making Rager cards?
Why do
it? Yeah. And they do it to make other cards shine, is why.
Make other cards shine. I think it's also, you never know what the people are going to do with those cards. Like, people could find interactions or things that you weren't expecting. That might not be great, but they could just be interesting.
Yeah. which I feel like is different than just putting cards that are universally bad. Like, I bring up the example of the Ragers because, like, there's never been a situation in which one of those cards is good. Like, in the history of the game.
Don't know enough about Hearthstone.
They're all, like, 1 health minions that have almost, like, no special ability, and they're overcosted. It's the fact that they're overcosted, and they have 1 health, and, like, oodles amount of attack power, but none of them, like, can attack the turn they come into play.
No.
So, like, you play it, and then it's just, like, blink. And it's like, you could get it for free, but it'll still just die. And it dies to, like, everything. So it's like,
yeah.
But yeah. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'll stick with WoW Classic. I mean, the only thing that was keeping me in it was leveling leatherworking.
I'll play as long as the people that I play with play. It's not the game itself that's keeping me playing. It's the group of people I play with. That's 100% what it is.
Yeah. Honestly, I've been going back and playing my mage on retail as well. Just trying to get her up to 120. And then maybe, playing my my allied races type stuff. Get that Lightforged Draenei Paladin.
Oh boy.
With the racial ability, nuke it from orbit.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yep.
The only other thing is this week, I didn't get to play it last weekend. We were doing your Bachelor stuff, but Borderlands 3 came out last Friday.
Did.
I will probably be playing that all this weekend. That's probably my plan.
Yeah.
My friends waited for me. They said, we'll wait till next weekend to play with you.
Aww.
So we'll get our group of 4 together and play a bunch of that. So I've been looking forward to that game for a while. From what I've read, it's more Borderlands, which for me is great because I flippin' love those games.
Yep. So, all right. I think that's going to wrap things up for this week.
Yeah.
No podcast next week or the week after. So this is it for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So.
Wedding stuff.
Yes. And I guess there may, depending on what everyone else decides, there may be some kind of Jamora one-shot 2 weeks from now. I don't know. I won't be here.
October 4th.
Yeah, that's up to y'all. So, so yeah.
I'm not going to mess with the settings. Let's put it that way.
With that, everyone.
I would love to mess with the settings.
You can run. So here's the great thing about Tales of Jamora.
Let me run a Kieran Joe one shot.
There you go.
Let me think about it. I'll get back to you.
Fun.
Yeah. So yeah. With that, we're all signing off. So have fun, everyone. Happy gaming, and enjoy your pie cake.
Bye, everybody.
And listen to the Tragedy of Dark Play Against the Wise. It's not a story the Jedi would tell you.